All right, so remember when our visible light people told us what we saw? They told us about the cones that were in the back of our eyes. And what we see is light that's reflected off of objects. So if we only have blue light shining, we only see blue. If we only have red light shining, we only see red. If we only have green light shining, we only see green. But if we have all three of these colors working together, so I could take the blue spotlight away, I could take the green spotlight away. So if I only have the red spotlight, I see red. And if I add the blue spotlight to it, when I mix those two colors, I end up with magenta. That's what that color is technically called, is magenta. And if I take the red away and add green, blue and green make cyan. And then if I take the blue all the way, now here's where you're not in kindergarten anymore. Because when we were in kindergarten, green and red made brown. We're not in kindergarten anymore. Green and brown, if we mix them in equal ratios, gives us yellow. That's a yellow section right there. And then if we put all three of them together, we get this white light. So this is how our computer screens work, and they use different concentrations of those colors to give us the different lights. So we know that red plus blue gives us magenta. Blue plus green gives us cyan. You can barely see that. You can make the font bigger so you can see it. There you go. And red plus green gives us yellow. So what gives us white? Do you remember what gave us white? When we put red plus green plus blue all together, that's when we got white light. Okay, and you can see that also on your computer screen. You can change the colors on, in a Microsoft Word document. You can go here, and here's how it changes those colors. So if you have all red, then you're going to see red. Okay, I have actually here outlines, so let me get rid of the outline here, no outline, so that you can really see what's going to happen. So this is red. What happened to my no outline? Let's get rid of that line. So here's red. Okay. More colors, custom. If I take away all that, and 255 is the max. It has to do with that binary code thing. I'm not exactly sure, because 256 is like 2 to the something power. But if I max out the green, then see how I have green? See, I'll show you. Red, green. That's how the different fonts are made on your screen. More colors, custom. Let's take all that out. All blue. Oops. Oops, it didn't take. Okay, here's an interesting thing. Look at this. So we go more colors, custom. Let's take them all away. Nothing. Look what we have. Black. See? We end up with black. Black is the absence of light. Just like cold is the absence of heat, black is the absence of light. That means that there's no light coming from that area. There's actually a kind of a cool thing you can do. If you go to Google, and instead of going to Google, you go to www.blackle, I can spell, blackle.com. It gives you an inverted version of Google. It works the same as Google. So if I wanted to look up additive colors, which is what we're doing here, okay, it just does everything in reverse because this uses less energy. So really, if you wanted to use less energy on your iPad or your computer and you want to do a Google search, instead of using Google, you'd use Blackle because it gives you all your search things in black. And remember, everywhere there's black, there's no light. So your computer isn't having to use up any energy to produce this. It has to use up energy to produce white. White takes up all three colors and makes it even bigger. Back to our Word document here real quick. So the way we make all those in-between colors is different proportions of the red, green, and blue. If you actually kind of click in here, yes, click in here. Let's go 155. Okay, so if I click in here, do you see how the numbers are changing? And do you see how the new color is changing too? And it all has to do with that proportion of red, green, and blue that makes all the different colors that our computer screen shows us. So that's pretty cool. So our primary additive colors, let's go back to our applet here. Our primary additive colors are red, green, and blue. Okay, that's important to know. These are additive colors. We're adding lights here. So red, green, and blue. Blue and red make magenta. Blue and green make cyan. Green and red doesn't make sense, makes yellow. And then when we put all three of them together, that's when we get white. And if we change the proportions of them, then we end up with kind of colors in between. See how that's changing? That's kind of a pinkish now, and that's kind of an orangish now. Okay, and that's more of a bluish color. Okay, so that's how our computer makes different colors of light that we see.